little tougher question. As good as y'all been playing defensively over this whole season, there's been several big plays over the middle. Has there been anything that you can pinpoint on? Have they all been different, or have the busts been kind of similar, I guess, in nature every time?
Well, when you give up big plays, there's usually some kind of mistake, whether it's a missed tackle, a misfit, a missed coverage, whatever. So, all those elements big plays have elements of mistake, and we made our fair share of that today. But, those are the things that are frustrating because for a lot of those plays we played really well, but the inconsistency is the part that that drives you bananas. But at the same time, guys that found a way to win when we made too many mistakes, and our guys did that, and they fought hard. They showed a lot of guts and a lot of toughness, and I'm proud of that. And we're going to we've identified the mistakes. We identify them as soon as they happen, and we're going to go back. And our guys are prideful, and they're prideful and humble at the same time. And I think that's a great combination. And so we'll get that fixed.
Ted, can you talk about what you saw in the two-point conversion play? Not only Kendall's tackle, obviously, but Woody and everybody else on that side.
Yeah, I saw a disciplined football play. It looked like it was going to be a double pass. And the coverage guys stayed in coverage, and the guy that was supposed to come get his man came and got his man and tackled him. And usually when that happens, good things happen. But you know what? To Dolby's credit, he's been involved in several big plays. And a guy that moved positions and has done a good job, working at the cheetah spot and continuing to develop and get better. And, he's going to continue to do that because, again, he's another guy that's, again, prideful and humble at the same time.
How tough was that penalty on Jaron, the personal foul? Brent talked a little bit about taunting, saying discipline and stuff. As a defense, how tough is that when you third and goal?
Yeah, I mean, it's that's we can't do that. Our policy on that is when something good happens, you go find your teammates and celebrate with your teammates, and nothing bad is going to happen with that because usually it's a combination of a lot of people. It's not one person. There's a combination when you go into stuff in a run like that, and we got to celebrate with our teammates. And Jaron will learn from that. We'll all learn from it, and understanding that so many times the margin for error is so small. But again, we found a way to fight through it and a way to win today instead of almost come up a little short. So proud of that, but at the same time, a lot to improve on, a lot to work on, and our guys will.
Was it surprising to see that from Jaron when almost got called for something similar?
Yeah, it was.
So there seemed to be a big difference in how this defense played in the first quarter versus the second quarter and then onwards. What do you kind of chalk that up to? Was UCF doing anything different?
It was inconsistency. It was inconsistency. That's what happened.
Coach, it looked like Trey scored. You have so many important defensive ends now. How does that help the quality of play of all those guys? Because other guys come off and they're all making plays.
Competition is good for everybody. It brings out the best in everybody. And when you know that, what you do matters and it affects, playing time, it affects reps, affects all those, it's good for everybody because it makes everybody better. So, we've got some depth at that position, and there we are. Yeah, he is. He's made some big plays for us, and we'll continue to have to do that for us as we, march down the stretch here.
Brent talked about UCF and Kansas coming up being maybe the two of the most deceptive teams that y'all face offensively. How do you feel like y'all handled that specific element today? What lessons can you take from that here?
Well, you learn from every experience, but I thought that, with a lot of the deceptives today, because I think they lead the country in trick plays. 9.9% of their plays are trick plays, and Kansas is second in the country with 6.something% of their plays are, what is labeled by whoever does that as trick plays. But at the same time, that's where it goes back to discipline. Discipline, getting lined up, getting the call, where I put my eyes, all the things that go into things, your pre-snap process that, if you don't have a great pre-snap process, that can get you beat. And at times it almost did today.
Is it one thing to prepare for it? It's another thing to go up against it type deal. Like, you can prepare for it as much as you want, but when you see it in the game, how much harder is it? Because they've perfected it, I guess.
Yeah, obviously you don't get the picture, the game picture from the scout team. Our scout team does a good job, but it's not as fast, it's not as precise. But at the same time, that's how you get better. So usually, sometimes the reads are cleaner, but and the situational football IQ that we try to develop and push with our guys, as far as understanding, certain situations where things like that may be more likely to happen. They've done a good job of that and recognizing it and identifying it and being an awareness. But it goes back to this, the discipline of putting my eyes where I'm supposed to be and being where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. As elementary as that sounds, that's like really, 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 really important.
How do you prepare for a team like Kansas that has two quarterbacks and you don't know who they're going to bring out on Saturday? What goes into the process of a week like that?
Well, you prepare for everything and all of them. We do a deep dive, and I think our preparation is thorough. And at the same time, we can't control that. We've just got to prepare for both of them and, use our time as efficient as we can use it and make the best of it. And whoever shows up for them shows up.
You've started out 7-0, you're 6-0 obviously, leading into this. From your perspective, without naming names and everything, how much easier has the recruiting trail been for you guys compared to last year?
It's certainly, you certainly have an in now, because you don't have to explain, here's what's going to happen. You can say, here's what happened, just like we said was going to happen. And, so that there's probably more, more belief by recruits, but it's certainly, winning helps a lot in a lot of things. Yeah, not just recruiting. Yeah. Good. All right. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.